about time. The logo, everything. Shout out to Killer Cam and the whole crew.
All right.
Took an L last night. Everybody take L's. And nobody win every game. Sometimes you got to take an L, regroup, think about what you did, then bounce back. Peace.
Right. So, all right. So I want to who would do a good versus probably would be G Unit versus somebody.
No, I mean the Locks will definitely beat G Unit up. I mean the Locks can't. No, the G Unit can't hang with the Locks.
Right. Well, I don't care anymore. I would it might be a shootout because 50 and Jada don't like each other for some odd reason. Diss records. So speaking of disses, the last night was with everything that was going on, there was still mention of all the dark money, but the progressives did get the CDC says that the moratorium on evictions shall continue. That means nobody's going to get put out their homes if they ain't paying no rent. Marissa, what do you think?
I'm just thankful because so many people already have become homeless throughout the course of this pandemic. So I mean, we don't need to add any more onto it. People need to be able to stabilize if anyone's going to be able to just live life and do what they have to do.
Right.
You have to have stability.
Exactly. 216-249-6658 is the number to call in if you're listening. I'm not on Larry H. Gardner's Facebook Live by them using my L. Henry Gardner page, G Productions. Reason why is because somebody decided to try to say that my account was fake because I was covering both candidates. Yeah, hater. And
but I get it, Larry. In life, you can't play both sides of the fence.
I'm not playing both sides of the fence. I am a journalist. That means the simple fact of the matter is that I am covering the top two front runners just like everybody else, but I'm not doing it on my own time, with my own money, with my own. I'm a journalist. I'm reporting the news as it comes.
Would it be a difference if you endorse somebody?
Yeah, if it would be a difference if I endorse somebody. The thing about it is this show has not endorsed anybody for anything yet. It might soon. I'm just saying because that's my call, and I don't care who like it or not. So, before we play Chantel's victory speech, Marissa, is there anything that you saw last night that could have been done a lot better from both sides?
Just go ahead and play your speech, please.
Okay. What?
Certain thoughts I'm not sharing in public.
You want to say something, but you don't want to say something.
She a little tight, Dipset lost last night. It sounded like she was with Nina.
All right,
so she a little tight too. So we both tight up in here.
Right. So it's
I don't want to say something. Some of it I might mean, but it might not be the appropriate.
That means, y'all both a little salty. All right, so yeah.
I mean, man, Larry winning tonight.
Larry
won't say who he really was, so that's why he acting like that.
The thing about
Mike would have been going for Nina. I seen him and Nina thing taking pictures.
I mean, the thing about it is I love Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon. What he did to Miss Seeley was wrong, but still, Dr. Cornel West, Bakari Sellers, you had Bernie Sanders. You pretty much had all the heavy hitters. But the thing about it, but here's the problem: Danny Glover, Cornel West are not decision makers in the Black Congressional Caucus.
Did you pitch to anyone coming on the show?
I gave him my business card about coming on the show. Hopefully, one of their people reach out to me, or if I'll reach out to them one day. But here's the thing, though: as much as you love Danny Glover, as much as the people came in from the outside, they can't vote in Ohio.
And that's what I was about to get at. You were saying, the Black Congressional Caucus, which, yes, important, but specifically, it's about the voters. It's about the voters. It's about turnout.
Right.
The big names on either side are not what make the difference, although they are good for motivating and inspiring, and that's super important.
If we was going by vote by star power, Nina would probably win it hands down because of who she had. But I'm talking about star power. But if we was going by political power, then Chantel wins it because she has the whole Black Congressional Caucus.
And she's the chair of the local party.
Right.
And,
she's got a little, sometimes a little bit of power helps. So, T-Rex, we're going to... Huh?
Not going to say
Good,
it.
you not going to say it?
Mm-mm.
You just... should have, like, I know people said she should have stepped down. I understand Chantel should have stepped down before she ran for that seat. So
those are the haters.
But the thing,
I wouldn't necessarily say haters, because what people were comparing it to was, what's his name that's in jail? Demora?
yeah, Jimmy Demore.
And I was like, that is not a role model.
Wow.
Please don't put her name in the same sentence. That's as
Like,
an example of why she shouldn't.
Some people are still learning about things, so we're just going to keep it at that. Let's play Chantel's victory party speech. Thank you very much.
One second.
Are we going to bring it up?
We live on air. Chantel, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Because she wanted to help her neighbor, and she was very excited to see.
It's 5 minutes. Play the whole thing.
Just a little bit.
I have the county councilwoman as well as the Democratic chair for the county. She's been involved in politics because she said she wants to be the change that she wants to see. So she is humbly saying thank you to everyone right now, because the race has not yet been called, but obviously everyone is extremely excited. And here's what she said to us just moments ago.
You was at the party, Larry?
I came in after that.
Where was it at?
Touch of Italy over on Bedford.
Okay. Oh, they about to blow the fuck up now.
But listen, we are celebrating today. I'm grateful for all the love and support. But I want to just get up and continue what I've always done, which is work, work, work. U.S.-Israel relationship. I thank my Jewish brothers.
She said her Jewish brothers and sisters. Wow.
Yep. I'm going to say
It was actually a Republican Jewish organization that donated to her campaign, as well as the former, was he the chair of the Republican Party in Cuyahoga County? Why were they so
door-to-door to the canvassing to ask for support, because she said she will never forget that her job is to work for the people again, understanding that the race is not yet called, but
that
based
goes
on
back
the
into,
most recent
I'm not talking
numbers,
about that part
things are
today.
looking pretty good here in Hill Camp.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
it was over. At that particular time, New York Times and called it. We was a little bit late. Chantel Brown's victory speech at the Touch of Italy over there on Bedford. Shout out to my man Keith, and who's related to my cousin's wife Barb. You know, that's her cousin who owns part of that Touch of Italy over there. That used to be the Gears and Cheers. A couple of years ago, another radio station that I was on, that I'm still on, had a Super Bowl party there, and I think
I DJ'd that party.
yes, you did. And the Patriots end up, and Tom Brady was with the Patriots, ended up winning. You know,
No, not that year.
No, okay.
No, not that year. That year we was at Queens of Kings.
Yeah. No, the Patriots beat the Rams at Gears and Cheers.
Right. Damn.
That was all right. The Rams suck.
Damn.
So when Chantel said her Jewish brothers and sisters, those people put her over the top. If you talk to any, because of the relationship between the United States and Israel, Nina didn't like it. She said something about it. Sometimes in those things, and I understand saying what you want to say, and I have that no filter sometimes. Maybe 65% of the time. All right, but I know that it's going to bite. You can stop now. But the thing about it is, somebody said that it bit Nina in the political buttocks. What do you think about what happened, Marissa, with what Chantel just said about the Jewish community helping her with the election victory?
So, I definitely do think that sometimes when things are said at certain times, it can be an impediment.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I did notice is that both Democratic and Republican organizations that are connected to the Jewish community around
Mm-hmm.
here donated to her. Even I'm trying to remember what the gentleman's last name is, but I believe he used to be the chair of the Republican Party out here. He made a sizable donation, so I'm sure that kind of pulled some of them in.
Is this on? So pretty much the contributions are on record.
Everything's on
Right.
record. That's why when we were talking earlier, when you were asking, what my thoughts were about the dark money statement, I believe that everybody should always pay attention to where funding is coming from for any campaign that you're voting in, because that tells you a lot about who is supporting, and then you can, do your own research and educate yourself to understand why, what people's motivations are, and what the thought processes are behind it, because that tells you what people's stances on issues are as well. I mean, follow the money trail. I mean, whether good, bad, and different, that tells the story no matter what.
I say follow the money whenever you want to see somebody come up. The point is that you outwork and you outspin your opponent in every single fashion. Wherever she's at, you're at. Wherever you're at, whatever event she's at, you're at. The thing about it is that I was at Garfield High School yesterday. Chantel was there first. Somebody found, Nina's a person, found out about it. Nina Turner was there. People taking pictures on social media, seeing, oh, Chantel's there, I need to be there to get these votes. Otherwise than that, if that person wasn't there, I saw two candidates going for the same position, passing out their own literature to passing cars up. The first opponent came up there, and this person, they were going for the same position. This was a local race. So they was in the highest area in Ward 1. It was Adelaide Stevenson. I remember it because I was there, at the polls, seeing them try to outwork one another to get those votes. And Ward 1 in Adelaide Stevenson on the east side is the highest voting ward in the city of Cleveland, Ward 1. Warrensville. The Jewish areas, those things. And sometimes it does but you outwork, you outspin your opponent. You can throw the big names. I mean, P. Diddy supported Nina. Bow Wow supported Nina via IG. You had Danny Glover coming in, shout out to Shula Steak too. They have a great breakfast. I need to go out there one day.
And she had the Agora, and then
the Agora had the march. But the thing about it is, you had people.
Chantel had the lounge there.
Right. Yeah. So it's like it was, and thing about it is, I'm going to bring up a Slim Shady Eminem verse. It's like who can out petty who. So it's like, and it came down to that, and I think it turned some of the voters off, or had them pick other people that they probably would never pick. This might be, some people just voted for some people just because they didn't have to vote for them, and they didn't want to write themselves in the ballot. You can write it yourself. It's probably not going to count, but you can do that,
I just still think that 4,000 as a number is not necessarily that either of them were slacking or that great of a difference of opinion when it comes down to the issues, aside from the petty ads and stuff. I think that small of a margin really says that Chantel is going to need to pay attention to the issues that resonate with voters, such as the conversation about healthcare and various issues that impact working families that maybe might not be part of the more affluent, upper middle class, centrist mindset, but it's still important for communities.
It has to be part of healthcare and the $15 an hour minimum wage. Now, the thing about it is everybody wants to say, well, why don't we gradually pull it up to 15? Well, inflation, the pandemic has shown that people are not going to go work, risking their lives and necks with no healthcare and $8 an hour. They'd rather sit at home and collect something, or until if it runs out, they'll just find something else a little bit better. People are the thing about it is the pandemic, sitting at home has wised up the average worker, saying, I'm worth more than this shit that I'm getting right now.
The last time the conversation was this heavy was, oh my gosh, close to 100 years ago, once what's now morphed into the modern labor movement really started to gain traction. So I think it's wonderful that workers are paying attention and going, hey.
Right, yeah.
things need to be updated.
Yeah.
Things need to be fixed. We're putting ourselves on the line. What's going on?
And the thing about it is, I'm like, you know, if you know your worth, by all means, get your work, get your money. Because, you know, either way it goes, you always going to be underpaid than the person that runs the company or the manager or things of that nature. Even if you manage the company, you're always going to be underpaid, period. You know, you can be company person all day, but will that reflect in the bottom line, which is your the paycheck, the stub, the direct deposit that you get every 2 weeks? How much you going to get if you're the company person? Are you going to get the same thing as other people get? I'm like, a little bit, a couple of dollars here and there. You know, get your money. Like, the thing about it is, get your money, especially African American people, African American men and African American women. Get your money. Whatever you do, get your money. Get paid to do it. And even if you were hired to work a poll for somebody, don't hinder anybody else from getting their money. Don't try to check somebody. I want like somebody try to check me yesterday. Really? Don't try to don't do that. Here's the problem. Here's the thing with me. I'm not about to stop anybody. If I was like, hey, I saw somebody say they was supporting such and such, and then they was working such and such, but the thing about it is, like, why are you like, well, why are you doing that? Well, I got paid to do it. Gas, lights, legal fees, damn it. You know, like, you know, things that you don't know what's going on.
Important.
Right.
It's a wonderful thing. Roof over your head.
Right. It's very
Big fan
wonderful.
of that.
Right.
Big fan of that.
You know, sometimes you want to have if you have a little bit of cable to watch some Netflix and chill. Yeah.
Right.
That
Little
shit.
internet.
Right. Little internet, that part. Phone, you need a phone. Smartphones
Right.
are expensive.
Right.
You know, don't, like, the thing about it is, and don't try to send nobody to try to check anybody else. Because the thing about it is, it won't end well for you. Because if you ever do that, or like, the thing about it is, I'm not bringing that person's name up right now. If you ever do that again, I'm throwing your ass to the lions. I swear for God, I will. I won't. I will not hesitate.
You throwing anybody tonight?
A little bit. I am.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw somebody out. So let me just explain another reason why I said that. It's because, you know, you don't know what that person has or was going through. But the thing about it is, you don't know who they voted for. That's the bottom line. I'm really just thinking to myself that with all this going on, and yes, Chantel has to step up and realize taking on those issues. Will she do it? Will she join? Will she do it? Yeah, I think that I think she'll do it, but she has to get past Laverne Gore in November. And let me see how many votes Laverne Gore got from the Republican primary.
It was around 3,000.
3,927.
I would say even before, you know, the election, because I mean that's part of what campaigns are supposed to be run on now that we're not having, like, you know, the battle between the two ladies. Now it's a different two ladies battling, but like you said, the numbers, like I always say, the numbers are the numbers.
Yeah.
This would be a good time for her to really focus in on that and to kind of evolve what her take on it is. Perhaps to find a balance between what it might have been that could have been a little bit different and what, you know, close to half, 45% of the constituents who came out and voted are saying our issues are important to them. Because let's also face it, some of her numbers are people that are loyal to her for other reasons or didn't like the way Nina presented, but might have liked
bowl of shit thing.
But might have liked those issues. But we have a very clear understanding that 45% of those people, at least, that turned out are concerned about those issues regardless of delivery. So what is a way to really talk to citizens and make sure that she's addressing those issues and talking about them and has a clear plan going forward in a way that would benefit the residents of this district.
Exactly. And this is still the poorest district they said in Congress. Now, Now, in the 15th congressional
That's
district,
why working issues are so important.
very much. In the 15th congressional district Republican primary, that's down the way. Mike Carey, who had the former President Trump's endorsement, won his primary at 37%, beating Jeff LaRue, Ron Hood, and how many other candidates? The Republican Party, that was Eric Clark, John Adams, Omar Thad. That looked like the Democratic Party on the south, on the 11th district. In the Democrat, Allison Russo beat out Greg Betts, 84%. So Russo might get it again. Now, we got Big Sean playing right about now. Sacrifice. Somebody got sacrificed last night. Poor Nina and poor Dipset. I was just saying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean, listen. No pun intended. To Nina Turner and to Nina Turner's team, y'all won a wonderful, wonderful race. Y'all had, it was a battle. No matter what happened, it was a tribal war. Let's talk about speaking of tribal wars, the mayoral's primary is going to come up in the city of Cleveland. We'll be back on the Headline Eye on www.wnrv1081.com. What's up, y'all?